Hey friend, welcome to Whalen Jazz Lessons. My name's Tim Whalen. Today I'm going to show you some step-by-step exercises to get more comfortable and familiar with turnarounds in major keys. But before we dig in, make sure you check out my free PDF packet, Jazz Warm-Ups and Etudes. It's 4 etudes based off of tune-up, the blues, rhythm changes, and autumn leaves, packed with vocabulary from solos I've transcribed over the years, and it will do so much for your playing. It's in the link in the description. Check it out. So what is a turnaround? It's really just a way to get us from the end of a tune back up to the beginning. It's a sequence of chords that turn us around from the end back to the top. Today's focus will be the very common turnaround in major, the 1-6-2-5, also the 3-6-2-5. Let's talk about what those are right now. You can see a set of chord changes, but that doesn't mean you have to play every chord as an individual scale. A lot of times these chords are one bigger scale or one bigger key. So in its most basic form, the 1-6-2-5, it's just the key that we're in. And the reason for that is, if we're in the key of F or any key, our major key signature has 7 diatonic seventh chords, which I've talked about in previous videos. And very quickly, we have 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 dominant, 6 minor 7, 7 half diminished, back to 1. This isn't a video about diatonic seventh chords, but the reason I say this, if you see a 1-6-2-5 in a key for an F, the 1 would be 1 major, 6 minor 7, 2 minor 7, 5, 7, 1. Okay? 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So when you see these chords in its most basic form on a lead sheet, let's say you see F major 7, D minor 7, G minor 7, C7, F, you can really just play over the key of F rather than thinking chord, 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 chord. We're going to talk about some exercises now that can get you comfortable with these turnarounds, all right? And there's 2 types of turnarounds. There's a long turnaround, which could be 4 bars, something like Ornithology or How High the Moon is an example. And then there's short turnarounds, which are 2 bars. So the 4 chords are truncated into 2 bars, okay? And we'll talk about each one. There's basically 2 forms of turnarounds. There's a 4-bar turnaround, which is 1 bar per chord, and then there's a 2-bar turnaround, which is 2 bars per chord. You see these in both instances in many different tunes. So if we do the harmonic rhythm of the first one, we'd have 1-6-2-5 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 6 chord, 3, 4, 2 chord, 3, 4, 5 chord, and then back to 1. The 2-bar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? So those are the 2 lengths of the turnarounds. Now let's check out the long turnaround exercise. This is using only notes in the key of F, but we're changing bass notes. So this is a great way to get comfortable with a key without just playing a major scale up and down. You've got a little bit of a melodic line here, and then you're going to play low bass notes in the left hand, just 1-6-2-5, just to keep it real simple. But you can hear how you're just playing in the key in the right hand, but you're changing harmony in the left hand. It's a great thing to get used to doing. So here's the basic 4-measure exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice I'm not swinging, I'm not worrying about any of that. We're just nice even eighth notes just to get the sound in your head. Now I'll put 3 in the bass. If you notice on the music, I've got the A minor 7 above the F major 7 just to show that this can be 1 major 7 or 3 minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice way to get keys going. Let's try key of B flat. There's key of B flat. I'll do 3-6-2-5 in B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. remember, etude, this is an etude, little tiny exercises. These are great ways to transpose and just get your fingers used to playing different interval combinations. Okay, let's go back to F. Now this is a 2-bar turnaround. Same kind of deal. We're playing only in the key of F, but now things are going to go twice as fast, and this is a different little exercise. I'll do 1 6 2 5, then 3 6 2 5. 1 2 3 4. Put 3 in the bass on the first chord. 1 2 3 4. Now let's spice this up just a little bit. I've talked before on other videos, and this is a real important concept, but this is a great way to apply this concept in a very narrow lane, so you're only focusing on one thing. The 6th chord, we can treat that as a dominant, a secondary dominant to take us to the 2 chord. So if we're in the key of F, our diatonic 7th chord's 1 6 2 5, right? 1 major 7, 6 minor 7, D minor 7, 2 minor 7, 5 1. Okay? We can substitute the 6th chord. We can turn it into a secondary dominant. So we make it D7 because D is the 5 of G. Okay? So it would be D7 going to G minor 7. So that's how this would sound. 1 major 7, 2 6 dominant to the 2 minor 7, 5 1. Now let's add even a little bit more of a wrinkle here. The dominant 7 has a flat 9. A flat 9 indicates we're going to a minor chord. All right? So D7 now can be D7 flat 9 because it resolves to a minor chord. So I'll add the flat 9 now. You can hear it. 1 major 7, 6 7 flat 9 to the 2. So F major 7, D7 flat 9, G minor 7, C7. Now that adds a whole new sound to it. So we're going to go back to our basic exercises we just did. We're not going to worry about the flat 9 right now, but I'm going to make the 2nd chord D7, the 6th chord. It even adds a little bit more flavor, just adding that one note. Back to the 4-bar basic thing I just did. 1 2 3 4. Right? B flat. Really good to do this in all the keys. This is a very common thing to know, okay? Here it is with the shorter exercise, back to F. Same thing I did before, but now we're going to make it D7. 1 2 3 4. Put 3 in the bass, ready, Okay, nice little wrinkle there. Nice addition. So now let's swing these exercises. The long 4-bar one, we're just going to take a note away at the beginning and add a little 8th rest just to give it a little bit of a lift, just to enhance that feel a little bit. So here's what that would sound like. 1 2 3 4. Okay. The shorter one, we could just keep it the same, but just swing it a little bit. 1 2 3 4. All right, let's up the ante a little bit now. Let's do some exercises that are really in the language here. I've got 2 long exercises and 2 short exercises. These things will be super helpful for you, especially when you put them in different keys. Let's check them out. Okay, the first one, this is a bird lick. This is actually what he plays on many recordings of his tune Ornithology, which is based off of How High the Moon. The original's in G major, but I moved it to F just because we've been playing in F. So here it is, and we'll check out what's going on here. 1, 2, 2, 3. It's great stuff. It's just taking one little motif and moving it down the keys here. So we've got it's just 3, 4, 5 in the key. Then right here we've got that D7 flat 9. It's a F sharp diminished, and then it anticipates the G minor 7. Same thing. So we've basically got a little sequence of two things doing the same thing. What a great exercise. I mean, do that in different keys. I mean, let's try a hard one. Let's do E major. 1, That's going to get you used to keys more than just, this is the language. So that's the first one. This one is also basically a sequence. It's a sequence of a resolution to the 5th, then a resolution to the 3rd. I talk about those resolutions a lot because they're great sounding lines. So here it is in the full length, and then I'll break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first line we've got 5, 3, 2. Then we're making our way up to the D7. And then this is actually in my 36 licks book that I have also available down there. We go from the 3rd up to the flat 9, and we resolve to that D. And then that's resolving to the 3rd. Now we do the same exact thing on the G minor. Resolve to the 3rd of the F major. Let's do B flat. 1, 2. Transposition, so important. Now here are two short exercises. This first one, again, it's just a sequence. It's going to be going down. I'm going to do 3, 6, 2, 5 on this. A minor 7, D7, G minor 7, C7, F major. So here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really all we're doing here, I say that sometimes as if it's nothing. I get this stuff is challenging, so I don't mean to minimize it. So here we have the A minor 7. We're just arpeggiating an A minor 7 chord. And then we arpeggiate up a D7 flat 9. Remember, when you start a diminished chord on the 3rd, it will give you a dominant 7 flat 9. 3, 5, 7 flat 9. We just do the same thing. G minor 7, C7 flat 9. Okay. That's a great exercise. And then the fourth one, this one's not quite pattern oriented, but similar. I'll do 3, 6, 2, 5. We go. That's nice for the chop. So we arpeggiate an A minor 7 chord again. Arpeggiate a D7 flat 9. Arpeggiate G minor 7. Then we run down 3rd flat 9 root flat 7 down to the third. Whoop. I got to work on that one. These exercises will be super beneficial, not only getting comfortable with your major keys in this way, but then when you see these progressions on tunes, you can see, oh, we're just really in this key, or I can take that 6th chord and make it a dominant, okay? So this is just a way to get you to start seeing these on tunes that you play, but also these exercises, like I said, they will really help not only build your chops, but incorporate some language, and also get comfortable with the keys. Okay, I'm starting to stutter, so I should probably stop. Appreciate you being here. Please pick up the warm-ups and etudes packet. Also check out my new course, 36 Jazz Licks. If you subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And I'm just really happy you're here, and I hope you have a great one. Happy practicing. See ya.